If you're a student athlete and you're drowning, your grades are slipping, your coach is frustrated, and you feel like there just aren't enough hours in the day, then listen closely. I'm about to share the 5 rules that will not only help you survive school and football, but actually thrive in both. Because here's the hard truth. If you break these rules, you'll keep burning out, falling behind, and eventually you'll be forced to choose between your education and your sport. And that's the choice that kills so many athletes' dreams. I know because I nearly lost mine. 2 years ago, I was training hard, chasing my football dream and juggling assignments and exams. I thought I could do it all by grinding harder. Late night cramming after practice, early mornings before class, skipping meals, running on fumes. And then it happened. I missed an exam because of a training camp. My professor wouldn't let me reschedule. That single missed exam nearly tanked my course. At the same time, I was showing up to training exhausted, not performing, and my coach started benching me. I was seconds away from losing my scholarship, and with it, everything I'd worked for. That moment taught me a brutal lesson. Effort alone doesn't save you. You can work hard, but if you don't work smart, you will break. What saved me was changing my approach. I learned that balance isn't about splitting time equally every single day. It's about creating a system where both school and football feed each other instead of fighting each other. And that's exactly what these 5 rules are. Rule 1, the 72-hour flip. Most student athletes believe balance means splitting their life 50-50 every single day. That belief is destroying you because real balance doesn't happen daily. It happens over time. Here's the truth. You will never give exactly 50% to school and 50% to football every single day. Some days you'll have back-to-back lectures, deadlines, and essays. You'll barely make training. Other days, you'll be traveling for games and grinding on the pitch, and your schoolwork will sit untouched. That's not failure, that's reality. Instead of chasing a fake 50-50 every day, think in 72-hour cycles. Over 3 days, ask, did I give enough to both? Maybe day 1 is 90% school, 10% football. Day 2 flips, 80% football, 20% school. Day 3 lands somewhere in the middle. That's balance. I call it the 72-hour flip. It saved me because it removed the guilt. Instead of beating myself up for not being perfectly balanced every day, I zoomed out and realized that over time, I was still progressing in both. This one mindset shift will stop you from burning out because it frees you from chasing something that doesn't exist. Rule 2, protect your golden hours. There's a window of time every day when your brain is at its sharpest. For most people, that's the morning. The problem is too many athletes waste those golden hours scrolling TikTok or dragging themselves slowly into the day. And then they leave studying until late at night when their body is wrecked from training and their brain is foggy. Here's the fix. Protect your mornings. Even if it's just one focused hour of schoolwork, 4 classes or training, that's when you'll get your most important academic work done. No distractions, no wasted energy. Then, when you train in the afternoon or evening, you don't have that voice in the back of your head saying, I still haven't studied. You've already won the day. This rule turns your mornings into your academic powerhouse and frees your evenings for football. It's not about adding more hours, it's about using the right hours for the right thing. Rule 3, 1 goal per session, 1 goal per study. The number 1 reason student athletes burn out isn't just lack of time, it's trying to do too much in the time they have. I used to walk into the library with a huge stack of books, determined to study 5 chapters in one sitting. I left overwhelmed, frustrated, and with nothing retained. Same on the pitch. I'd try to improve everything at once. Speed, stamina, ball control, passing, finishing. By the end, I was exhausted and hadn't really improved in anything. The fix is brutally simple. 1 goal per session, 1 goal per study. When you sit down to study, pick 1 chapter, 1 assignment, or 1 problem set. Go deep, finish it, and check it off. When you go to training, pick 1 skill or 1 drill. Maybe today is all about first touch. Tomorrow is all about positioning. By narrowing your focus, you actually make progress, and progress creates momentum. Instead of burning out from trying to climb 10 mountains at once, you're climbing 1 at a time. And trust me, when you do this, both your grades and your performance will skyrocket. Rule 4, don't skip recovery. This is the rule that almost nobody follows, and it's the one that costs them everything. Football builds your body, but it also tears it down. School builds your mind, but it also stresses it out. Recovery is what rebuilds both, and if you skip recovery, both collapse. When I was grinding hardest, I thought I was tough because I could survive on 4 or 5 hours of sleep. What I didn't realize was that I wasn't surviving at all. My reaction time slowed, my focus tanked, I got injured more often, and my grades dropped. I thought I was buying time by sleeping less. In reality, I was stealing time from my future self because I had to redo work, sit out games, and heal from injuries. Here's the simple rule. Guard your sleep like your scholarship depends on it. Because it does. 8 hours isn't optional. It's fuel. Same with food. Not energy drinks, not snacks, real meals that keep your brain and body running. You treat recovery as seriously as training and studying, everything else gets easier. Rule 5, the accountability trick. Motivation is a lie. If you're waiting to feel motivated, you'll fail. What works isn't motivation, it's accountability. Here's how it works. Every day, tell one teammate and one classmate your main goal for the day. I'm finishing this assignment. I'm staying late after training to work on free kicks. You make that promise out loud, something changes. You don't want to let them down. You don't want to be the person who talks big but never delivers. That pressure forces action. When I started using accountability, everything shifted. Suddenly, I wasn't just relying on willpower, which runs out fast. I had people expecting me to follow through. And here's the bonus. Accountability creates support. Your teammate might join you for extra drills. Your classmate might remind you to hand in the assignment. Alone, you'll fail. Together, you'll rise. The truth about survival. If you follow these 5 rules, you won't just scrape by. You'll stop seeing school and football as enemies fighting for your time. You'll start seeing them as allies, each making you stronger for the other. Your discipline on the pitch will fuel your discipline in the classroom. Your focus in the classroom will make your training sharper. Call to action. Now I want you to do 2 things. First, drop a comment below and tell me which rule you're going to try this week. Don't just watch, commit. Write it down, make it real. And second, tag a teammate who's struggling to balance school and football. Share this with them. Because the truth is, no one survives this alone. And if you want to go deeper, if you want the exact mindset shift that took me from almost failing to finally thriving, watch the video linked right here. I promise it will change the way you think about balance forever.